This is a truly great day in my life. In 1972 or 3, Ros, my wife, and I bought Sari, a little pilot cutter built probably, but not certainly, by Colin Archer in South Norway, a long, long time ago, date uncertain. We lived on the boat for 5 years and we sailed her far and wide. She made us the people we are. If you haven't been following this series, you'll not know that, but she was a boat of extraordinary beauty. You've just seen a photograph of her, which I put up front on this video. I've been on a quest for the rest of my life since we sold the boat to try and find out about her, and I've never been able to get to the bottom of it. She was sold to us as a boat that was built for a pilot in the Gulf of Bothnia up in Finland. Then it said she was built in 1920 or 1922, but nobody seemed to really know. That was purely anecdotal. There was no written evidence for this. So Ros and I sailed our boat up there recently, in the last 2 or 3 years, to try and find out whether the boat really had been built there. There seemed little doubt that she was a Colin Archer design. Colin Archer is an iconic figure in Norway. He's really an iconic figure in the world of small boat design. He designed some fantastic boats, and today they're very, very sought after, and there are very few originals left. So it was quite a thing to go to Finland and find out that maybe the boat had been built under license, perhaps in Turku in Finland, which is where we were told she'd been built, to a design by this great man. Well, we got to the yard in Finland and they said, sorry mate, nothing of that sort was ever built here. We looked at their archives and there was nothing there at all. So, well, where do you go next? We hardly dared come to Norway to see if she'd actually been built by Colin Archer, as well as probably designed by him. Because you know how it is. It's a bit like when you ask a girl out for your first date, isn't it? You think, oh gosh, I must ask her out, but if I ask her out, she may say no, and then I'm worse off than I am now, because now I'm her friend. Well, it's a bit like that coming to Norway to ask about this boat. I was so afraid we were going to be greeted with, sorry mate, she couldn't possibly have been built here, and here's why. And yet, we had people who really understood Colin Archer telling us that she probably had been built here when they looked at how she was constructed. So, to Norway we came, and that's where we are now. I went a few days ago to Colin Archer's birthplace to see what I could find, and of course there were no plans there. We did a little video there, which you may well have seen now, and it was a wonderful thing to go to where he was born and to play his piano. I even got to play his piano. What a privilege that was. So now, my very good friend Mike picked me up in his car and has brought me up to Oslo. He's made arrangements with the museum here for us to have a look at Colin Archer's plans and see if we could find the boat. And we've spent the day rootling through these amazing, wonderful original plans from Colin Archer. And we found her. We have found Sari. There is no doubt that this is the boat. Here she is. Design number 98, Larvik, August 1903. And you won't be able to see it, but Colin Archer's stamp, his embossed stamp, is in the corner of this wonderful, wonderful document. The size is exactly right. We've had a look at the lines plans, but I haven't brought them out here because they don't reproduce very well. And amazingly, we've also found all this old correspondence about the boat. And look, this is from the sailmaker. And it's even, you probably can't see it, but if you can, it'll be a joy. It's even showing how they rigged the peak halyards. Quite interesting that, because I like a peak halyard purchase. I don't know about you, but there wasn't one on here. There was by the time I got the boat. And as we look through, we find all manner of little details. And one of them tells us that she's a pilot boat, built for Finland, 32 feet long, in 1903 at Larvik, at the source of the finest double-ended pilot boats and other vessels probably ever built. It is such a thrill for me to discover that this is the truth, that the boat that I always believed in my heart to be a Colin Archer really is. There is no question that this is her. She's considerably older than we were told when we bought the boat, so we'll have to get into that and find out what happened. But, well, there she is, Sari. The most beautiful boat I ever owned, by a country mile. And here I am in Norway at the fountainhead, discovering at last the great truth that has shaped my life.